Hey, and welcome to IMO, in my opinion, with J&M. John, what the hell did you just do? You just gave me like this weird look.
I don't know. I don't know.
How you doing, man?
I'm out of it today.
You're out of it today?
Yeah.
So what's going on, man? How you been? It's been about a week.
I'm getting that itch to quit my job.
We all have that itch, right?
No, I
but you
really
you tend to scratch that itch a lot more than a normal person does.
For sure.
I mean, you've had like 50 jobs. Literally.
Minimum 25, yeah.
Wow. So why do you have so many jobs?
I don't know. Because I just get tired of working. I
mean, we all get tired of working. But jeez.
Things always happen. Like, either you hate them, something embarrassing happens. Like,
what's embarrassing? What do you mean? So you care a lot about what people. So something happens to you, and then you quit it. Is that what it is?
Usually, if I embarrass myself, I want to embarrass myself in front of people that are never going to see me again. Ideally, yeah.
We all go through that, man.
Yeah.
Give me an example. Give me a story.
Well, this one happened a week ago with a guy who's relatively new on the job.
Okay.
I've known him for like a month. He comes up to me and he goes, "Is 2 inches okay?" And I'm like, I don't. You just gotta work with what God gave you, man. I don't know. I mean, if you're not satisfying a woman, then move on to the next one if that's a problem. And then he goes, "No, for the nails you were asking for." And I was like, "Yeah, 2 inches is quite all right for that."
And you quit?
No, I can't.
Oh, you can't quit this job.
So
you want to quit this?
He's gonna be looking at me funny for the next 25 years.
Who cares? You just gotta play that off, man. You just had to play that off. You would have been.
How?
Fine.
How do you play that off?
I don't know. You should have played it off and be like, "You look like a guy that has 2-inch dick." That's it. Done it over with.
I don't want to tell anybody that.
Why not? It's funny. It is what it is. You get over it.
I don't know him that well.
Then now you'll get to know him. That's how you build relationships, man. You find
by
things
telling
out
a guy
people.
you got a small dick. I mean,
you basically told him that, anyways. I mean, seriously. I don't know. I'm not like that. Like, I'm kind of the opposite of that. Like, I don't care. I mean, I've done embarrassing shit all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really want to talk about embarrassing, since we were talking about that, my old name tag that was there. This wasn't so much embarrassing as dangerous, right? So when I first started working at Best Buy years ago, 2004 to be exactly on the name tag, we used to have these things to bring down boxes, because back then we still had tube TVs and all that stuff, and you used to stack them up all high. It was called a Big Joe, right? So it was like a machine with like a platform, and it would lift you up and bring you down, whatever.
Sounds like a porn name. Go ahead.
Big Joe.
Big Joe.
So then it would have like a safety strap, right? And on top of you, there was like a steel bar or whatever.
She's laughing.
Because Big Joe needs a strap.
Yeah.
I got
strap
it.
on.
I got it. It's not that funny. So there's like this metal bar that hangs over the whole platform thing. So one day I'm on big bar. I get it. So one day I'm going in the back and I go get this TV, right? So I'm going up on Big Joe, you know?
Keep it going.
So I'm using the machine to go up. And all of a sudden I'm looking at where the TV is. I'm looking at him, and I hear a bang real hard, right? And I'm like, the fuck did I hit? And then I start hearing this hissing sound, right? So I look up, and when I look up, there's a heater above me.
Oh boy.
So I hit the gas line with that metal bar, and it started leaking gas, right? So I had literally just started working there, and I was temporary, right? So I'm shitting bricks. I'm sweating, right? I come down, I get the TV, give it to the customer. Mind you, it took me 20 minutes to sell this TV. So now there's like 20 minutes worth of natural gas going out into the back room. And after I finish with the customer, right? Because the customer comes first, right?
Over a massive explosion,
yes.
I guess.
Satisfaction guaranteed. Then I'm like, in my head, I'm like, what do I do? Like, do I tell someone or do I not? I'm like, I'm going to get fired for this fucking shit. So I go into the farthest corner of the store, and I'm just there contemplating, like, what the fuck do I do? Eventually, I told one of the supervisors. His name was Eddie Montos. Funny enough, this dude was working for like 10 years prior to me starting. And he still works for Best Buy at the one in Melrose Park. And I saw him and I'm like, dude, you must own this company by now, right? He's like, no, I'm still working in wireless. I'm like, what the fuck? Dude, I would have been the CEO. He must have been there for like 25 years already. So I tell him, and he goes to me, he goes, what? And he runs to the back. And once, bro, we were like maybe 30 feet away from the double doors that goes to the back. And you can smell that gas.
Oh, God.
Bro, he literally flips open the freaking garage doors. Emergency truck comes over.
Why didn't you think of that?
Because I was freaking like 18 years old. I was an idiot. I was stupid. I was Daddy Yankee at the time still. Remember? You remember? You don't remember?
And Daddy Yankee doesn't know that gas causes fires?
Apparently not.
That you got to open up a window or a door?
Dude, freaking the fire department shows up. Whatever. I'm shitting bricks like if I'm going to freaking get fired, right? But I didn't get fired. Actually, I think I got lucky. I got lucky because I had to go home like maybe 20 minutes after it happened.
Yeah.
So like I was already gone by the time they figured it out. But yeah, that was more nerve-wracking than embarrassing. But those are one of my job stories.
That's a lot of both.
You
must have felt like such a fucking
idiot.
tool. Yeah.
I felt like an idiot. You got another one? Another story? Anything else? I know you got a lot of embarrassing ones.
Yeah.
Come on, let's embarrass John today here. Come on.
Let's
go. No?
No.
Come on.
I'm not in the mood. Maybe if I was drunk.
Well, let's talk about when we were kids a little bit, right? So what were you into when you were a kid? Besides steroids and lifting weights?
Not exercising.
And Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No, I was not.
Okay.
No.
Well, then,
you don't remember me as a kid?
No.
Short,
I remember you with a mushroom haircut.
Mushroom haircut?
I remember that.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
That was embarrassing.
It was a style at the time.
No.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, I'll let you believe that. Go ahead, go. Continue.
Every kid in Kelvin Park had my hairstyle.
Okay. Continue. So what were you into when you were a kid?
I don't know, video games. More than anything.
What kind of video games? What were you playing?
Sega. Stuff on Sega. Then Resident Evil. Oddly enough, I'm reading the books of the Chronicle, whatever, of Resident Evil to my kids.
Uh-huh.
And the book doesn't have pictures. So I went online and showed them the beginning of the first Resident Evil movie. That was such fucking terrible acting. Oh my God. Do you remember that?
The first movie?
Not the movie, the video game.
Oh, the game.
Yeah, I may have said movie instead of game.
Yes, you did. Because I'm
the little movie.
The opening of the game. But
yeah.
the opening was like the real life thing. Where the dogs are chasing
which
them.
was rare back then.
Yeah, like full live action.
It was fucking horrible.
What was worse was the opening dialogue to the actual game when they get to the actual mansion.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like,
Jill, where's Chris?
I don't know. Maybe we should check upstairs. Like literally that's what the dialogue was for that game. It was ridiculous.
But they're Canadian, so.
The game was pretty cool. That game was pretty good. To me, out of all of those, the second one's the best one. Resident Evil 2 is badass.
Yeah.
Those games. I mean, those games were weird because those games were challenging, right? Like it was very
thought-provoking at the time.
It was frustrating for me though, because it was just like I would get stuck somewhere like on a puzzle.
Huh?
Did you ever finish the game?
No.
Well, then kiss my ass because I have. Without cheating. Or without anyone telling me how to get to where
with
or whatever.
A big ass Game Informer right in front.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
I couldn't afford
Calling
Game Informer
friends.
back then.
Hey, what do you do here?
I remember like we were playing that game and I remember it was like it was pretty long and it was just like I got to the point where like with the alligator, right? When he's chasing you down a hallway and I couldn't figure out how to kill him, right? Because you would run out of ammo because you're just pumping bullets into him. But I never realized, and this is the thing about the games back then, is like the way the camera was set up, if you ran past it too fast, you wouldn't see it. Because I think the thing was, a gas cylinder would fall out when you would run by it. And you could hear it, but if you ran too far, the camera angle would change and you'd miss it.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, wait, what the hell was that? And then if you turn around and look at the alligator, he has the cylinder in his mouth. And you shoot it and its head blows off or whatever the fuck, right? But it's like those type of games were like too advanced for the time. Like the stories and the things you had to do were too advanced for the time.
For him. Yeah.
No?
I agree.
Another game like that for me was Metal Gear Solid. So Metal Gear Solid.
I didn't like that.
I love that game.
I
got to certain points of the game and then it got so complicated I couldn't figure it out. I put it down for like a year and then I would pick it up and eventually I'd finish that game. That game was dope, man.
A year?
Yeah, I think there was a time where like I just stopped playing it. And Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 2 the same way. It was like I remember like half the games in the station, in the police station. Then the other half is in like the hive or whatever, like the medical places or whatever. In between those two sections, I think I got stuck and I'm like, I didn't play it for like 6 months or like a year because I got so frustrated with it. Those games, I mean, they're tough games. So when I was a kid, what was I doing? I was into drums. I used to love playing drums.
You gave me a little intro.
I have a drum set over there in the corner.
I was expecting a lot less, but you impressed.
Thank you very much.
Kind of, sort of.
For a person who really never learned how to play, right? I learned everything kind of like visually.
On your own?
Yeah. I mean, no one sat me down and said, okay, this is a rudiment and this is what you have to do for this and that and how to grip a stick and blah, blah. I knew it was coming. I took it away. I laugh at it before he even laughs at it. That's fucked up.
Wait, did you actually know it was coming? The stick there?
What was it that you said last week about Scarlett Johansson? That was pretty funny. And you were like, it was something like...
It wasn't Scarlett. It was, what's the girl?
Natalie Portman?
No, the girl I'm in love with, but I can't remember her name for some reason. Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie?
Yeah.
What did I say? It was something like, she was coming out or something, and she was like, I was coming out. Such a movie. It's so crazy shit like that.
And then she goes, nah.
Back to those. Let's talk about those. Let's recall that episode because I thought it was pretty cool. We missed a lot of movies that we probably should have talked about too. So,
mainly Deadpool, which was awesome.
Not the second one though. The second one was not that great.
Well, the first one. The first one was a great mix of action, comedy, story. I mean, it had it all. Ryan Reynolds, as horrible as he was for the Green Lantern, he was amazing
and as horrible as he was for Deadpool as well, because he was Deadpool in X-Men Origins.
I don't count that.
Why? What do you mean they don't count that? You have to count it. It's part of the story.
It's not his problem. His mouth was sewn shut, and the best thing he does is talk
shit.
and make jokes.
I know.
That's not on him.
Deadpool was good. The first one was good. The second one was weird because like the first thing that I really noticed that I didn't like that they did, and this is not his fault obviously, was in the first one his eyes were digital, right? They were CGI.
Here we go, Mr. Picky.
You have to be, man. You have to be.
This man spent 30 minutes setting up one camera.
My camera, huh? What did I say earlier today? I said if you guys want to do the show without me, you guys can do it.
What about his eyes?
Okay, so his eyes,
they weren't pretty enough.
Okay, no, they tell a story, right? Eyes tell a story.
Okay,
that's it. What's the most important thing in cinema? Eyes. Eyes is everything, right? So if your eyes don't fucking move at all, you show nothing about what you're feeling. And in the first one, you can tell what he was feeling through his eyes. Right? The second one, they glued on freaking lenses and they stay perfectly fucking still and you can't tell if he's happy, sad, funny, whatever. You can't feel anything. It felt weird. And I didn't like Gina Carano. She looked really weird. I don't know.
You don't like those muscular...
I mean, Gina Carano's, she's cute.
Hot.
No, I agree. But in that movie, she looked, I don't know, kind of weird.
She looked good in The Mandalorian too.
She was in something else. Oh, she was in a Fast and the Furious movie too.
Stop with the Fast and the Furious.
I wish they would stop with the Fast and the
me
Furious. I really would. There was another movie I wanted to add to this list that I thought was interesting when it comes to like superhero movies.
And that would be
that Deadpool was good.
what else?
Oh, X-Men. Back to the X-Men. We didn't talk about Days of Future Past.
We did.
Days of Future Past was like
that was good.
That was a really really good fucking movie. That was probably the best X-Men movie out. Like period. Yeah. So what else is going on nowadays?
California's on fire again. State of heathens.
That happens 4 or 5 times a year normally.
According to most of the people we know, it's because they sin. So God's punishing them.
That's so messed up. What else is going on? You said something about the U.S. Postal Service.
It is the modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. But anyways, yeah, the Postal Service. It's kind of interesting. So
how so?
Trump gave the head job, to a donor of his.
Postmaster General?
Yes.
I totally guessed on that.
I'm surprised you knew that.
I totally guessed. I think I saw it in a movie somewhere.
And now they're saying that this is going to lead to mail fraud, voter fraud, and this and that.
Oh, so it's like a big conspiracy thing.
Yeah. But they're both saying it about each other, which is confusing. Because like Trump's saying, these people that are voting by mail are going to cheat the system and vote more for Democrats. And then the other people are saying there's not enough mailboxes and equipment to handle all the voting things. So they're...
This is you know what's crazy? This is the most I've ever seen this like bickery over parties ever in my life.
It is. It's bad.
Like, it's and I think it's...
I kind of like it. It's fun.
It's funny.
Yeah,
it's like little kids on a TV show.
It's exactly what it is. It reminds me of a giant class of kindergartners that can't stop fighting.
Like, oh no, you did it. No, you did it. No, you did it. You said that. No, it's what it is, and it's turning into a joke. And I think again, a lot of people are gonna blame Trump or whatever. I'll tell you what.
Oh, he's the biggest scapegoat there is.
Hold on, Donald Trump, and we were talking about this at the barbershop yesterday. Him. Not that I love him.
Why were you at the barbershop? I'm sorry.
I can't even hold myself on that. Because this doesn't do itself, bro. Okay? Damn. Fucking hater, bro. Because you can't grow a beard like me.
I can't.
I know. Back to Trump. We were talking about him in the shop. And then a lot of us kind of agree. You know, Trump, he's a horrible talker, right? He doesn't understand or respect the office, right? That
so
he's in.
Says Barack Obama. Yes.
And I think that's his biggest issue, is that he doesn't have a lot of respect for the office, and he fails to realize that this isn't Trump Enterprise. I know it's not called that, but it's not Trump Enterprises, right? Like he doesn't own it. He's a fucking employee. Right? He can't say what he has to say. Like, I mean, you just can't say the first thing that pops to your head. I'm sorry. You have to represent something.
That's why people like him, though.
Okay, but now...
Wait. Aren't you tired of these political fast-talking,
I will say this.
talking people that lie to you all the time?
Okay.
I mean...
We talked about that, too. I will say this, though. Trump is the first president in my lifetime, now I've lived through maybe like 3 or 4 of them, whatever, where he doesn't do as much lying. Like when he says he's gonna fucking do something, he fucking does it regardless of what anyone thinks or whatever. Like he was like, well, I'm gonna take away taxes for a little while, and he signed an executive. Like he does shit. Yeah. Right. So he's an effective president, right? I think for what he's done for the country and the situation he was handed, I think he's done a pretty good job. I think the biggest problem with him is that he just doesn't know how to shut the fuck up. He doesn't know how to say certain things. Like you shouldn't say
he doesn't know how to
fuck Mexicans right?
He didn't say that.
Or
No,
say
I don't
anything
think he ever
remotely
said
like that. Remotely, right? Like that. When your gardener is probably Mexican who's cutting your lawn every week. You know what I'm saying? Like, you probably shouldn't say stuff like that.
Stereotype much?
Yeah, like, you shouldn't say that. I mean, it's the truth. It's the truth. You probably just shouldn't say stuff like that. The whole immigration thing, you know, I'm kind of split between both sides. I mean, I don't think we could just walk in here. I really don't think
No,
we
you
could.
can't.
You shouldn't just walk in here.
This country would be flooded with people.
Yeah, it'd be ridiculous. Do I think it's too difficult to become a citizen? Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I haven't really looked into what it takes to be a citizen in Italy.
Think
If you
about
want to go over there,
the United States is a nice high class club. You can't just let everybody in. You select people.
you gotta have them dress shoes on.
I mean, no, it's not. It's not where you're from. It's you can't just let everybody in. I mean, there's got to be a fire code hazard thing. I mean,
There's got to be a capacity limit.
yeah.
I don't know. Trump is weird, man. I do think he's gonna win again.
I think so.
Just because of the fact, because people are kind of stupid, right? People are stupid. Like, it's funny because a lot of people say, no, fuck Trump, but they took his check when he sent stimulus, right? Nobody sent it back. Nobody said, no, fuck Trump. Here, take your shit back.
Yeah,
I don't want it.
of course
Nobody
not.
said that, right? So then now when they're taking taxes away, nobody's saying, no, I want to pay my taxes. Fuck Trump. I don't support anything he does. Nobody says that shit. People are going to take it willingly. And I think the fact that, and he's promoting himself, because like when he signed that executive order, he was like, if I get elected president again, I'm going to think about it being pardoned, or if we're going to have to pay back.
Yeah.
Right? Because obviously that money's got to go back at some point. So he's trying to sell himself with these things that he's trying to do for the country or whatever. So I don't know. I think people are just going to vote for him because of the fact that he's giving out money right now. I think a lot of people are probably going to do that, you know?
And I don't know what Obama was talking about, because in his speech he was like, Trump hasn't gotten anything done. And it's like the total opposite, right? I mean, sure, respecting the office or whatever that means. Maybe he's got a couple points. I mean, it isn't a TV show.
It feels that way.
Yeah.
The United States government feels like a
makes it
fucking
fun,
soap
man.
opera, bro.
That's what makes it fun. But he has gotten shit
On the
done.
next episode of Days of Our Lives.
In the Oval Office. Yeah.
It's ridiculous, man. I don't know. I think he's going to win.
I'm leaning towards Trump, too.
He's an idiot.
He's like a really weird guy. I don't know about him.
Something's wrong with I mean,
why can't we have somebody in the middle? There's got to be a different party. Something that leans more towards
there are
the
different
middle.
parties. They never win.
Yeah.
They don't even ever make it past
I know.
freaking. They don't even get to like preliminaries, like the independent.
But everybody's so about these two parties that nobody will think about having a third, or voting for a third.
I don't know.
You're either really left or really right.
And Congress is.
I don't understand.
Congress is all fucked up right now too, and this spews into Congress. The whole childish thing spews into Congress, because it's like Congress is now where like the Republicans will say something, and then real quick the Democrats are like, oh, but like they'll say, well, we want to cut. The Republicans say we're going to cut this. Oh, see, they don't want to help the American people or whatever, and it's like this bickery between the two, and like literally they're making fun of each other from the podiums now, right? This is fucked up, man.
You can see it with the stimulus thing too. That was like a done deal. They were gonna have a deal done before they went on their hiatus or whatever.
Recess.
And look what happened. Oh, they don't want to give in on this.
And what did Trump say? And then Trump went on national
Trump,
TV and said, no, see, we want to put all these programs to help Americans, and the Democrats don't want to do this and don't want to do that and don't want to help America. I'm like, this is what the problem is. Like, these are certain things you guys say in chambers. You don't say this out. Like, you guys want to fight and bicker outside of the public eye, because then now the rest of us.
They can't do that.
And then nowadays because
they want you to know what the problem was.
And the problem's never going to get solved, because.
No.
And then when we think of the youth, right? The young people nowadays are seeing this, and they're so impressionable. Is that the word?
Yeah.
They're like very impressionable, and then they like to follow what's they just want to keep on with the bickery. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, no, I'm a Democrat or you're a Republican or whatever you represent. And then, no, you're wrong. You're right. No, you're wrong. Like, no one ever has an actual conversation about stuff. It's that people's mentalities are just kind of all over the fucking
gangs
wall.
in Chicago. Oh, you killed my guy, I'm going to kill yours. Oh, you killed my grandma, I'm going to kill your mom.
That's street justice, according to Alonzo from Training Day. What's wrong with street justice?
Who?
Alonzo? You know what's Training Day? With Ethan Hawke and Denzel Washington?
They say I look like Ethan Hawke. What do you think?
Somebody told me 75 pounds?
I am the love child of Ethan Hawke and Matt Damon. Somebody did tell me that.
I don't know. Is he high? Is he on drugs?
Possibly. I don't know.
Speaking of movies, did you hear about the little problem that Netflix had recently with the Cuties film from Italy?
I see that a lot of people aren't liking it. It's from Italy?
It's from like Italy or something. It's from a different country. It's translated over here.
I don't know. It was weird. I saw the post and then I saw like blocked out parts.
That's the one I sent you,
right?
right?
Like, wait up. Are these girls, were they naked in the picture?
No.
I was confused. Then I got scared that somebody sent me child porn and it's gonna be on my phone forever.
Okay, so the first time I saw it, I didn't really pay attention to it. I saw a poster on somebody's feed and I didn't pay attention to it. The second time I saw it on a friend of mine's repost, right? And it was like this Christian person saying we need to like team up on Netflix to get this stuff off, type of thing, where they're trying to take, like, they're building this petition thing. And it was the blocked off version of it, right? And I'm like, wait a minute, why are you they're not nude, right?
Well, that's what I was
like, do we
blocked
censor?
off, that's why I thought they were blocked off, because they were naked.
They're just in little like pom pom squad dress up, like little short shorts, and
they are in really
seductive
poses.
Sure, cool. This was my issue with that, with people that are arguing about this. I would love to know how many people actually watched it first. Like, watch the trailer. And I asked like 5 of my friends that have seen it, and did you watch it? No, I'm not going to watch it. So you didn't even watch the actual trailer.
Well,
like, you have no idea what it's about. No, I don't care. I don't want to watch it. Like, that's where this is where it's disappointing. Even this one did the same thing too, kind of. But we'll let her slide a little bit.
Well, why would you want to watch it if you're thinking it's something bad?
Okay, so here we go. So I'm gonna explain why I think that's wrong. Because real quick, like, everyone's posts were like, "Oh, we're exploiting little girls to people
Honestly,
that have."
That's what it looked like.
Okay,
Okay,
cool. When I first saw that the trailer or the poster, whatever, my first thought wasn't, "Oh shit, look, they look like little sluts." That wasn't my first thought. You know what my first thought was, honestly? You want to know what my first thought was? My first thought was, this is going to be one of those stupid ass Save the Last Dance movies where the white girls in the group are part of this dance group and they're all going to suck. And then here comes the little black girl who has all the rhythm in the world and is going to save the team and they're going to win the championship at the end. That's what I thought. Okay. That was what I thought this movie was about. Right? So now I tell my friend who I wrote it. I'm like, this is what I thought. I'm like, am I the only person in the world that like doesn't automatically assume sexuality? I'm like, I think the problem's with the people. Because if you look at a picture and you automatically say, damn, this is like a really sexual thing, then your head is the one that's fucked up. Your head is wrong because you're the first thing that pops into your head is sexuality. Because it wasn't to me. And I'm not even religious. And my first thought was, this is going to be a piece of crap movie. Then I watched the trailer. And then the trailer has nothing to do with that. Yes, they're twerking or whatever you want to call it, whatever the hell. Fuck it. They're just dancing. Leave it alone. Is it in poor taste? Was it sold, marketed the wrong way? Maybe.
Yeah, it looked like it.
Maybe.
With the picture, but
maybe.
Is it a movie or a documentary?
I think it's a movie.
I thought
it's a movie.
Was like a reality.
No, it's a movie. Thing. It's a movie.
Okay.
But the movie's about. So basically, what happens in the movie is, it's a story about a black. I think she's African. I'm gonna guess. Because they're dressed like Africans. You know how they wear long dresses and all that, and right.
Yeah.
So her family's very cultured in that in there. And the girl goes around strolling around one day, and she sees a group of girls that are dancing right on the street, and she gets fascinated by the dance. So she wants to join the group. Her parents don't like it. She does it anyways. I'm gonna assume at the end that they're okay with it.
Her
I'm gonna
parents
assume.
come around.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume. So that's kind of the gist of the story, right? Do I think it's a bad story?
Sure it is.
I mean, we see that all the time. We see that type of, not listening to your parents. If you want to say that it's the bad images, you don't listen to your parents, right? If you want to say that's the case, sure. But we've had that in a lot of movies, even in religious movies like Sister Act. In Sister Act 2, right? With what's that singer's name?
I just watched that.
What's that singer's name? Dang it, she sings really good.
Nicki Minaj. No,
it's not Nicki Minaj.
The other one.
So first of all, they look
Everybody knows who
they
you're
look
talking
way
about.
too old to be in high school, but whatever. We'll say they're in high school.
Yeah,
So you're
the one guy looked
16,
like
17,
35.
18. Let's say you're 16, 17, 18 in high school or under 18. In that movie,
Or 19 in your
the main girl goes against her parents' wishes and goes to sing.
Yeah.
None of us had a fucking problem with that movie.
Well,
Why? Because they're singing.
There's
Who
a difference
cares?
between
It's what
singing and twerking.
Sure.
They're singing for Jesus. These girls are twerking for God knows who.
Sure, but listen, would it be different if they were dancing bachata? Bachata's a very sexual thing.
Yeah.
So is salsa. So is every fucking dance ever invented. Do we care? Have you ever seen ballet? Ballet is very sexual. We don't look at it that way because we have little kids that do
He
it.
did that kind of too well.
Correct?
Yeah.
Right? We
Yeah.
don't look at that different. And they're half naked too. Do we have a problem with that? Do I think it was marketed wrong? Yes.
Yeah. I will.
Do
say
I think
this,
the
that
story
picture
and if
looked kinda
it's
sketchy.
twerking or whatever? Sure. But you know what the problem is? I think the problem is with the parents. I think how do I explain this? Where do you think these ideas for movies come from?
I don't know. They're pretty stupid. So I'm gonna guess young people.
I'm gonna say
Under
all these movies and these ideas
18?
that come out of movies. No, I'm gonna say they come from real life, right? So no one just comes out with this idea. If twerking didn't exist, right, no movie would come out from it. You get what I'm saying? No director's gonna say or writer's gonna say, you know what? Twerking just sounds like a good idea. No, the writers grab stuff that's from real life and then they make movies out of it. So the idea of children doing that shit is probably not the writers. It's their idea, but it comes from actual little kids doing that shit, right? So those parents of those little kids, where they got those ideas from, that's the problem.
So
Stop letting your kids fucking twerk and you wouldn't have fucking movies about this shit. Stop letting your kids fucking dance to Bad Bunny and Don Omar and all this shit and then all this crap, and that shit won't happen. But we're not going to do that because we love it when our kids do that because it's kind of funny and it's kind of cute and whatever and blah, blah, blah. It's what it is. So don't fucking get mad. And don't get mad at Netflix because Netflix, what is Netflix? Netflix doesn't make the fucking movie.
yeah, but they're giving it a platform.
And who gave them that platform? Why don't you get mad at the cinema that produced the damn
I'm not gonna
thing?
go down that rabbit hole.
Okay, well then you can't blame Netflix.
But they can say no. They can say no.
Why? There's a lot of... Is Sister Act 2 on Netflix? It probably was. It tells the same fucking story. Why? Because it says Jesus and Whoopi Goldberg's in it and she's in a church?
It's two different things. I just told you.
What's too different? What?
Singing for God in a choir and twerking
You're
your
still...
ass
You're
are two
still...
different things.
So you're justifying it because it's just... Because you're just singing for God? That's what your justification is? You're still going against your parents.
I'm saying it's two different
That's the message.
things.
Yes, but the message is the same. You're defying your parents. Gives a fuck what you're doing it for. You're defying your parents.
Okay, but there is a difference. Okay. Let's say you're grounded and you see a guy outside who just got shot and you went outside and you called the police and made sure the guy was okay. That's all right.
But we're not talking about that.
If you climb
That's like
out your bedroom window
that's like me saying-
and get pounded in the back of a Taurus,
Sure, that's
not okay.
That's like me saying, okay, there's a fire and there's a fire extinguisher in the store, and I break the window of the store to grab the fire extinguisher to turn off the fire, right?
As opposed to
Letting that let the fire go.
no, that's what
That's justified,
no,
right?
There's breaking a rule for something good and breaking a rule.
Singing for Jesus in some particular cases is not good. Let me break that to you. I hate to break it to you. And a lot of one with the bad stuff that it teaches, especially the Catholic Church, which is what that movie's based on. Which you would disagree. So just saying. I mean, you would disagree with the whole Virgin Mary thing and all that crap, so right?
I'm not gonna get into that.
Okay.
I don't have to tell you nothing.
My point is this. The message that people are arguing right now because of the whole is we're teaching kids to disobey parents. That's the message, right? Defying their parents. Because now when they saw the trailer, people started calming down and saying, "Oh, it's not that bad. It was just marketed wrong." Right? So then they went to another topic. They said, "No, we're teaching kids to defy their parents." A lot of movies do that shit.
Yeah, it's big.
So, again, where's the difference between Sister Act and?
I just told you, I'm not gonna.
You're
go through
talking
that
about
again.
your only thing is you're singing for God.
Yeah.
Again, for certain people, that's not good.
For who?
For a
people
lot of,
like you.
Sure, and for people like Muslims or whoever else or any other religion or blah blah blah
God.
or whatever.
I didn't say which God.
Doesn't matter.
I forgot.
In that particular movie, they're singing for your God.
What do you want me to do, man? It just doesn't look good. That poster, the whole thing.
The poster didn't look good.
Netflix
I'll give you that.
probably should have thought better of it. And
I don't think it's Netflix's fault, honestly.
How could it not be?
Because all they do is provide a service. All they do is provide a service. It would be like, okay,
They gave
if you
these
saw,
people
okay, so do you have a problem?
platform
Okay,
to show the movie.
okay. Any movie that has to do with anything negative, right? Is it their fault? It's not their fault. All they're doing is putting it there. You, at the end of the day, you as a person, choose to pay for it if you want to. Choose to watch it if you want to. If you don't want to, don't fucking watch it.
Well, it's already paid for.
It don't matter. You don't have to actually watch it.
But I mean, I'm sure Netflix has an advisory
Do you think
board
the
where
do you
they
think the
said-
Muslims?
And if I was on there, I would have been like, you know what, this is.
Do you
gonna
think
be
the
too
Muslims have a problem with?
controversial.
Do you think the Muslims have a problem with the Passion of the Christ being on the fucking Netflix?
No.
No, why? That's a fucking violent ass movie. That's a horrible movie. Horrible.
We all watched it.
I know. As little kids,
You cried.
I did not. I probably was scared out of my
fear?
mind.
Out of fear, but
Yeah.
you cried.
I was like, wait a minute. Actually, you know what? I was probably thinking like, wait, this must be fake because no other human being could take an ass kicking like this and survive for some freaking reason. Just saying. My opinion. I mean, some of those, I don't know if Mel Gibson did that, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if he exaggerated a bit too much. You don't ever think about that, bro? In that just that particular movie. Just that particular movie.
I wouldn't have survived that.
No human being would have survived. He would have bled out, died from shock, right? Infection,
I mean,
right? So here's my question, and this will
was
be the
it
last
one
religious question I got for you.
yes.
Did Jesus come as a human being
He was human.
or a God?
Human.
Human.
Yeah.
So he should have died before he even got to the cross. Just saying.
So maybe Mel Gibson overdid it. Maybe.
That's my question. I've always
Yeah.
wondered if Mel Gibson overdid it because it was like
I haven't watched it.
because
in
a lot of
while.
people love to say, "Oh, it was really the crucifixion was something really bad." I'm like, I don't know because the movie displayed it horribly bad, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't think anybody would have even made it to where did he get whatever the mountain that he got across. No one would have even made it that far. No one. You would have died after. Remember when the scene had the whip with the little pieces at the end, and like they throw it at him and it like craps his face and it rips a piece off.
It's
I'm like,
pot roast chunks of meat coming out of
dude,
his back.
no. Oh, I don't know if you remember. This was pretty funny. A long time ago, remember when we were kids? They used to do a lot of like during Good Friday, they would do a lot of like plays with the kids.
Yeah.
Right. So one day we were doing this thing, and I think Manolo was supposed to be Jesus, and he was carrying like a cross or whatever, and then somebody was hitting him with a belt, and they were supposed to hit the cross instead of hit Manolo. We were practicing one day, and somebody swings the belt, and it actually hits Manolo on the side. He's like, "Oh, wait!" I'm like, "That's just a belt. Can you?" How are you gonna tell me somebody in real life did this? But I digress. I don't know. The Cuties thing, what I thought was interesting. Do I think it's was it marketed bad? Yeah. What really surprised me was how people really do not look into things before they talk. People just grab what anyone else says and just says, yeah, I agree with this.
Well, fuck, Michael. If they're telling you it's bad, they're not going to then watch it. I mean,
So if I tell you that Watchmen's a bad movie, are you not going to watch it just because I said it's bad?
I do the opposite of whatever you say.
There you go. And that's as you should. As you should. You should go watch for yourself and then come to a conclusion. Not take what someone says and grabs an artwork and then does it themselves and put censor boxes and say, look, this is bad. But how about you find out first? That's the problem with a lot of people.
The idea is that it's bad already. It's in their head, so they're not going to watch it.
Sure, but then you're helping someone else's agenda, right? The agenda is that person doesn't like it, so they don't want it to come out. Okay. So then they come out with these posters that are censored and blah, blah, blah. Because people are fucking stupid and they don't watch for themselves. They just, oh, you know what?
But who's
he's part of my clique. He's part of my clique. So I'm just going to, he's part of my cult. So I'm going to fucking just agree with him. That's dumb.
But if
That's
you're
stupidity.
watching it, you're supporting
Plus,
it.
you already got you're not supporting it. You're doing your own fucking research. What do you mean?
Netflix has a top 10 movies watched that day
John,
thing.
Isn't
you
that...
don't want to put that at one, do you?
Dude, it's like, don't you test things before you buy them? Don't you test drive a car? You wouldn't. But
no,
what? Don't you test drive a car before you buy it? Right?
Yeah.
Just because you go to test something doesn't mean you're fucking supporting it. It doesn't. It would be like if I go to church. If you invite me to church, John, and I go to church one day, does that mean I'm supporting that? No, it just means I'm testing this out. I want to see what's going on. Let me find out for myself, and then I'll make my own damn conclusion.
Okay, you're testing it. You're saying it could be good, it could be bad.
Sure, but that doesn't mean I agree.
They've already got the idea in their head that
and that's
bad,
and that's a bad mentality. That's a horrible mentality. That's a mentality of people that don't want to learn anything.
It's just a movie. Who cares?
Sure, but I'm talking about in general. But then again, that happens in political too. A lot of people say, "Oh well, I'm for Republicans, so I'm automatically going to agree with everything they fucking say." That's dumb. That's fucking dumb. Maybe you should watch and listen to what they say before you say you agree with them.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say you're wrong. Do I think it was marketed wrong? I think it's absolutely marketed wrong. Maybe you shouldn't have little girls like that on
looking like they're
If you want to make a movie about it, make a movie about it. It don't bother me because if I want to watch it, I'll watch it. If I don't want to watch it, I don't give a flying fuck. No, it doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect me. Even if I had kids, it doesn't affect me in no way. Because if I don't want to watch it, I won't watch it. If I don't want my kids to watch it, I won't let them watch it. At the end of the deal, I don't give a fuck what Netflix puts out. How does that affect me? Why do we care about what comes out? Why? Would it be better if it was... I'm confused. That's what people... I don't get people sometimes. Like, does it fucking matter? Why are we trying to boycott Netflix over a film? There's plenty of bad films.
I didn't hear anything about boycotting
No,
Netflix.
They started a whole petition and everything about it. A fundraiser to try to get them out. Like, what's the fucking point? It's just a movie. It's not real. Are going to be people, weird sicko men that are probably going to be jagging off to it? Probably.
What?
But isn't there freaking movies like that anywhere? Everywhere there's probably movies like that. You think no kids are ever going to come out of any movie and no sick dude's going to jerk off to them? Come on. Let's be real.
No comment.
Let's be real. I'm not saying you. I'm saying men that actually...
I know what you're saying, but it's... there are some sickos out there.
They are. And you're not going to stop them by stopping Netflix from showing a movie. First of all, you're not going to stop them from showing a movie. But whatever. I thought it was a really stupid, asinine type of conversations people were having for this stuff. Like, it's not that serious. Like, it's just a fucking movie. Who cares? Really. Save our children. Save your own kids. Worry about that first.
Stop letting them twerk.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you, Miley Cyrus, for starting that whole.
That's funny. I mean, I bet you she Delilah would probably have an interesting conversation on that because she's young, right? And that's the type of music that's popular right now, and that's what they do. I mean, what are you gonna do? You either gotta accept it or not accept it. You know, like, it is what it is. Like, didn't you talk with her about weren't you talking to her about the whole? Was it Nicki Minaj or the other chick? You guys were having an interesting argument about that.
What about him?
What was it? Do you remember?
Talking about the WAP thing, Cardi B and
Something like that. You guys were arguing about if it was acceptable or something like that.
I haven't watched that video.
I don't know.
But I guess I'll test it out.
There you go. Look for yourself.
Right after this show.
Exactly. That's amazing. We have a breakthrough. I mean, seriously, you should probably find things out more than guessing or letting someone else influence your concept.
For some things, yeah. For
I think for everything in life.
No, not for everything in life.
Why not?
Michael.
Why not?
There's some things that you just know are bad. You don't have to test them out or anything like that.
But do you know things are automatically good because somebody says they're good?
No,
Ooh.
I don't do that either. I mean,
why not?
I'm not swayed. I do what I want to do. I don't give a fuck.
Not by what you just said.
Huh?
Not by what you just said. You said if somebody says something is bad and you automatically know that it's bad. So you're not doing what you want.
If I tell you not to shoot up heroin, are you going to test it out? No, you know it's bad.
Sure.
So, okay.
But there's a lot of situations that it's the opposite. Like, you have to find out for your fucking self. You have to. Like, you were hype about smoking weed, right? You didn't know it was going to fucking make you hallucinate. You had to test it out for yourself, even though people were telling you it makes you fucking hallucinate like I did. Right?
I thought you were just
I rest my case.
a big pussy and couldn't handle
Point. Again, I agree with you. There's some things, some things are bad. Like, you shouldn't put a bullet in your head. You probably shouldn't test that out. I get that. But the things like movies and stories and what people say are what you say is good or bad, I have to test out. I can't just take your fucking word for it for certain things. Like, I can't tell you, oh, Ford is the best fucking car company ever just because I have one. And you're just gonna go buy? Well, you did. You technically bought a Ford.
Fancy Ford.
You get what I'm saying?
Ford's sports car.
I think when it comes to cinema and music and stuff like that, there's a lot of negativity, man. There's a whole bunch of bad things that are said and whatever, but you have to go in there and you have to kind of listen to it yourself and make a decision for yourself. You can't just say, oh, well, my mom said that Bad Bunny's bad, so I'm just going to automatically say Bad Bunny's bad.
Because he is.
Sure, because his first name is
like
bad.
A fucking crackhead. No.
You get what I'm saying? Like, you have to listen to it. You have to figure it out for yourself. Is it too much? Sometimes, yes. He does say some pretty crazy shit. Do I think he's a good artist? Yeah, I think he's a good artist. Do I think he dresses weird? And
yes,
something's weird about it. Yeah, that too.
It's off about him.
I love the fact that he references a lot of wrestling in his lyrics. I think that's pretty cool.
That's his big selling point on you,
I guess. And then that picture you sent me yesterday, he looks like who did I say he looked like?
Borat.
Borat.
He's like a Puerto Rican Borat.
That was pretty funny. Yeah, anything else you want to talk about, John?
Why are you putting me on the spot like that? I don't know.
Because I talk 90% of the show.
Oh.
And apparently everybody thinks I bully you, especially Delilah, because she's here for your emotional support.
What emotional? I don't have any emotions.
When I'm too mean to you, apparently.
No. I can take it. You're not that bad.
I know.
Like, I don't know. What were you talking about? I was talking shit about your driving.
Oh, yeah. We started talking about that. But yeah, you're the person that failed your driving test 3 times.
Twice.
You said 3 times.
No. I passed it on my third. You can't fail it 3 times.
Lucky you. He probably just passed you.
Okay.
He didn't want you not to get your license.
I should have passed the first one. because they said it was a rolling stop. But I went into it going, I'm going to stop at a stop sign. So there was no rolling stop. I think he had to like fill his quota for fails for that day. The second one, I went down a one-way street the wrong way. That was on me. That was my bad. He actually,
How did the guy react?
I'll tell you. I will tell you. I was just about to get to that. I didn't realize I was going down the wrong way. So
you didn't realize the cars are all facing you?
Hey, put it in park. I was nervous. So he goes, wait up a second. He goes, put it in reverse. So I reversed for like 50 feet. And then he goes, you see that sign up there? And I was like, oh, okay. Is this over now? Can I go? Because obviously I wasn't going to pass.
Wow.
I tried a little schmoozing because he did have me drive a little bit more. So I was talking about sports, I guess. Hey, you watch those Cubs or Sox or whoever you like? I like them too.
That's probably why you went down the wrong way, because you can't multitask to save your life.
No. Now I'm like one of the greatest drivers.
Fuck no.
Alive now.
Dude, the only reason you know how to get here to my house is because I used to pick you up and bring you here more often than not.
There's two different things. There's bad at directions and bad at driving. You're just plain old bad at driving.
You're full of shit. Why am I bad at driving? Why? Because I've had 4 accidents in my life?
No. Was it 4?
5?
5.
Sure.
Okay, you lost count already.
Okay, let's go through. Let's count them. Let's count them.
Yeah.
And we're talking accidents, not like. Do you want to count like every bump you hit somebody is an accident?
Oh, so that you're not even counting.
No.
The bumps?
I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you a question.
Count the bumps.
Bumps are accidents too. Then that's 5.
Okay.
Then that's 5. Because if you want to say you're backing up out of a parking spot and you bump somebody, that's a fucking accident.
Well, you're.
Because I'm pretty sure you've done that plenty
Never.
of times. You're full of shit.
Never.
You're full of shit. The one with you.
The bad ones.
The one with you. No, that wasn't even bad. That's a bump.
That's the thing.
That's a bump.
This is how bad of a driver he is. He's saying the one with me. There's been like 3 with me.
And one of them was his fault. One of them was your fault because you started gangbanging at people outside the car.
No.
So this dude, let me tell this story.
Okay.
And then I know the one he's gonna tell.
Oh, I'm gonna tell. Yeah.
I'm gonna say it before he says it.
No.
Okay. So one day on a Super Bowl Sunday, I'm at his house and the game is over, and then I think Halo 2 was at the time out or whatever, so he was gonna come over to play Halo 2. So he lives in a pretty bad neighborhood at the time.
Yeah.
So I go around the block, and in front of us there's a interaction going on, right? So there's a dude outside the car, and it's a Cadillac 4-door car or whatever. They're arguing, whatever. So the car starts backing up, so I move over so he can go, and I go up to make my stop because I'm a good driver. So I go to make my stop, and the dude's on the side of my car, and John's doing all this crazy shit.
I'm doing this. I'm saying no.
He's doing all this crazy shit with his head.
Car.
So then the dude kicks my car. And we start. I think I get to the end of the block, and then this SUV just starts flying towards us. So I hit the gas and I'm going. I'm eating red lights.
Down North Avenue.
I don't give a fuck about life right now. We're going.
Starts talking like Scarface for some odd reason.
You want to fuck with me, man?
And crashed.
So we're going. I get to Humble. I make a right turn too fast and I crash. That was his fault. I mean, what was I gonna do?
What
was I gonna do? I had nothing to do with that.
I had no control over that vehicle.
I'm not a NASCAR driver. I didn't know that you can't make a right turn at 70 miles an hour.
Oh, you don't know
whatever.
That? Maybe you shouldn't be driving.
I don't even think you've ever been at 70 miles an hour. But anyways, I digress. Your turn, real quick. We got 5 minutes.
Okay, this is fast. This guy tried to make a left-hand turn looking right.
Why are you looking at the camera like that's an actual person?
Because I'm talking to the people out there.
I'm like, there's no one there.
The 3 people. He's
33.
making a left-hand turn. He turns backwards and starts talking to us as he's driving, as he's making that turn. And then he hits the car. And then we go to the police station, because we had to do a whole report and all that. And he tells the cop that the combined weight of us inside the car must have pushed the car forward, and he wasn't able to brake. So that's what caused the accident.
So that's our show for today, John. No, it's probably true anyways, but still.
What do you mean probably?
Whatever.
I wasn't the only one there.
Okay,
There's
listen.
like 2 other people in the car.
Okay, so you're in a 4-door Toyota Corolla that probably weighs 1,000 pounds, and you're really gonna tell me? Okay, whatever.
Say it was.
Sure,
You
I'm
were
not saying
hauling
I was.
lumber.
I was like 18 years old, and I don't care. That's not that embarrassing to me for some reason. I don't know why you keep using that. It's not really that bad of a story. But yeah, we're running out of time. So, thanks for listening. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any ideas, leave them in the comment section, and we'll catch you guys next week. And if you don't agree with our opinion, I got 3 words for you. Thanks for listening.